When Texas won independence from Mexico in 1836, victory did not solve everything. It created a new problem. What was Texas supposed to become? The new Republic of Texas had a flag, a president, an army, and a battlefield victory at San Jacinto. But it also had debt, contested borders, a weak military position, conflict on the frontier, and a powerful enemy to the south. Mexico refused to accept Texas independence, and the new republic still had to convince the rest of the world that it deserved to exist. At the center of this uncertain future stood two men, Sam Houston and Mirabeau B. Lamar. Sam Houston was already the great hero of Texas independence. As commander of the Texas Army, he had led Texan forces at the Battle of San Jacinto, the decisive victory that captured Santa Anna and secured Texas independence in practice, even if Mexico refused to recognize it. After the revolution, Houston became the first elected president of the Republic of Texas in 1836. Houston's job was not glamorous. He had to take a revolutionary victory and turn it into a functioning government. Historian Dorman Winfrey describes Houston's task as initiating and consolidating the new republic, a challenge that left little room for grand national dreams. Mirabeau B. Lamar entered the story differently. Lamar was born in Georgia, came to Texas in 1835, supported independence almost immediately, and joined the Texas Army as a private. By the time of San Jacinto, he had been placed in command of the cavalry. In the first national election of the Republic of Texas, Houston was elected president and Lamar was elected vice president. That mattered because under the Texas Constitution, Houston could not immediately serve a second term. So when Houston's two-year term ended, Lamar became president in 1838. He entered office with a very different vision. Winfrey argues that Lamar was not interested in merely, quote, holding on. He wanted Texas to develop, expand, and become an empire that could one day be considered great. So this was not just a rivalry between two famous Texans. It was a clash between two presidents of the republic. Houston was the first president, the soldier statesman, who believed Texas had to survive long enough to find security, most likely through annexation to the United States. Lamar was the second president, the nationalist who believed Texas should stop thinking like a temporary republic and start acting like a permanent nation. And both men governed a republic that was far more fragile than its mythology sometimes suggests. When Lamar took office, Texas was still in a precarious position. The treasury was empty and the currency had depreciated. Only the United States had recognized its independence. Mexico still threatened invasion. There were no major commercial treaties, and native conflict continued. That is the part of the story we sometimes forget. Texas independence was real, but it was not secure. In the early republic, there were several possible futures. Some Texans wanted annexation to the United States as quickly as possible. Others believed Texas should remain independent and build its own national destiny. Others were caught somewhere in the middle, proud of independence but aware of how fragile the republic really was. Texas had one star, but that star did not mean the same thing to everyone. To Houston, it represented a republic that needed protection. To Lamar, it represented a nation that needed ambition. And between those two visions, Texas had to decide what kind of future it wanted.